action.
They're smiling. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Dave Perez Show. Today, I'm keeping my promise, as I have mentioned in previous shows, of getting members from cast of the film that I'm doing, The Mark. And today, I have a very cool gentleman with me, who by looks is this tough and rugged guy, but by personality, he's a generally cool and nice guy, and awesome actor to work with. Let me introduce you to Angel Rosario Jr. I want to say Junior.
Hi!
Uh-oh.
How are you?
And now the drugs kick in.
Hey, I thought this was... How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing awesome, bro.
How are you, man?
No, you know what? I shared the story with people that were here earlier. I remember the first time I met you, and this was a year or so ago.
It was Marisol, right? Correct?
It was on the milk carton. I saw him. No.
Oh, yes. That was... I talked to the milk.
I'm on set with my granddaughter, and I'm like, oh, here comes this tough guy. And you played a guard, a prison guard?
A corrupt police officer / prison guard, yes.
Okay. So you're huge, you come in, I'm like, oh my God. And we're in the inner city filming this, and I'm like, I better, God. And then you start talking to my granddaughter, and you're this another side of a person that's like, hey, how you doing? No, we're going to have, and she stood there just for hours and just kept talking to you. I felt bad. I'm like, oh my God, now my granddaughter's the demon. I got to save you from her.
Yeah, she's a character, but she's very, very, very known of her surroundings. She knows how to talk to people, and I think she gets that from you. She gets that from her mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I've been on set with children. They're just like crying all the time, and as soon as like, hey, are you okay? Do you need anything? We can get you something. Yeah. And they're on top of me trying to get me to the ground. All right, cool. That's great. That is great.
Oh my God. So, I just wanted to state that from the get-go, and as well as that you are in the film The Mark, which will be coming out this spring. I know you keep asking me, Dave, when's it going to be done? Very soon, I promise. You play Enzo.
I play Enzo.
Describe your character, please.
Well, Enzo is the character you chose for me. We actually had a meeting in Oak Park, and this character, top of the line hitman. Never misses a step. Always professional. Gets the job done. But for some reason, Mr. This guy over here shows up, and I gotta look for this character in a bar or joint of entertainment for gentlemen. We'll just keep it at that.
Okay.
And I'm looking for this chick. You don't really want to help me. You really just want to end up fighting me, and then you'll see more when The Mark comes out in spring.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah,
Big finish.
let us not...
Jazz hands.
Yeah, the jazz hands is awesome.
Your character is awesome. You're playing the bodyguard, top bodyguard.
Yeah, sure.
And I got to leave it at that, too.
Yeah. And you'll know why I'm acting like this.
Wait till The Mark II comes out. Well, yeah. Well, you never know, because in the wonderful world of Hollywood, you never know what could happen. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying, look at Kill Bill. Look at Kill Bill. So, but, in this industry, you know how it is. It's so hard to find sometimes great matches there's got to be chemistry, on set. And I know, the times I've seen you previously with my granddaughter and on set for us, you're always on top of things, man. I made a great choice. You're a very good actor, and you're very...
Thank you.
Hey, we'll shoot this 20 times we have to until we get it right. I love the attitude. I wish all actors could be that way. I get a little bit...
Oh, no, where are my green M&Ms?
Impatient. Yeah. Well, damn it. Okay, hold on. I got them in my pocket.
Well, the thing is, when it comes to us, like you said, we had this conversation before. It's all about how we connect as actors.
Yeah.
But I always see it as a family. We're shooting this project to make it look good, to make it sound good, to perform, to put the utmost energy in that performance.
Yeah.
And and I am honored and humbled. Thank you so much for choosing me and thinking about me. Because around that time, I'm really just thinking about, like, man, I haven't really done much.
Yeah.
Chicago Med was a great opportunity, but I want to push the envelope.
Yeah.
I want to be able to go out there and give you that performance where you're like, well, that tough bald guy over there, I wasn't expecting that from him. That's something that I really strive, and you gave me the opportunity to do that, and hopefully some other opportunities can come from that. So again, I thank you because you helped me in this.
Pleasure's mine. And certain people get typecast because they have that look.
Mm-hmm.
But you're comedic as well as serious actor. So you can't get that out of specific people. You can do either one. I mean, there's some, goony, tough guys out there that can be comedic too.
Yes. And even when I don't strive to be comedic at all. That is something for, hey, I'm, and cut. So you want to hear this and that and action. And now I get to be in this zone.
It's that light
where
switch.
I have to give you this performance and cut. And then, so there you go. So it's different when it comes to acting. And I've learned that before. And I know in the previous episode you were talking to Jess. That's how it all started for me.
Yeah.
But and she mentioned something about being naturally talented and training and stuff like that. For me, it's that point where natural ability can only take you so far.
Yeah.
I didn't have training prior to Chicago Med, but it does not mean that us as actors, we're always having to learn. The big Hollywood stars, they're still training. Why not?
Absolutely. You never stop learning.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's your range. What range, are you capable of? So, I mean, you can have one look, but if you have an acting range of so many different levels, then you'll never be typecast because you can always play those levels. I mean,
but even if you are that specific role, and I'm still learning to accept that, but even if you are typecast, that role was for you. It wasn't meant for anybody else.
Yeah.
You look like this. We feel like you're good for this. Take it and run with it.
So let's start like I always do, and I've said this in every friggin' episode. It's cool to be like a show host type person because mine is like, here's what I go in line with. Mm-hmm. The greats like Johnny Carson just do what we've been doing. We have a conversation.
All right, that's what it is.
But I want, what age did you start acting?
So I started in 2015. I took it seriously in 2015. Before then, I was training to be a professional wrestler. Okay. I trained over in the CSW, Chicago Style Wrestling, that trains currently still out of River Grove, Illinois. Very small. There's a ring, 16-footer. It varies when it comes to the performance of 16, 18, the WWE. That's a 20 by 20 foot. I started then, and then I started working at Chicago Costume, and it was only professional wrestling for me.
Gotcha.
And people would come in, customers would come in, I'd help them out, and they would look at me like, hey, are you an actor? I'm like, I am not.
Because most of the people come in there are producers or directors or casting people.
Yes, or even just customers.
Or other actors too.
Or just customers that, are looking
general.
for, everybody.
Across the board.
And they look at me and they're like, this was like in 2014, are you an actor? No, I am not. I'm a professional wrestler. You should really think about it. Okay. The second one says the same thing. Okay. The third one says the same thing. There's an ongoing thing here. Yeah. So once 2015 came around, I started doing a lot of extra work.
Okay.
So with 4-Star and the very first project was Chicago Fire.
Okay.
I'm an idiot, by the way, because that day I didn't really know what an extra was. I thought, hey, we're just acting in the background, and it was a scene where you got the firefighters tending to someone from a building that fallen was a party, and a lot of our age people were just like hurt, and I didn't know extras were supposed to be quiet, so I didn't know extras were such a shh.
Yeah.
Doing that stuff, right? And out of nowhere, you hear this one bald guy on set on Chicago Fire. Oh my God, no, sir, is she okay? What's wrong with you? Hey, cut.
Oh God.
So they come up to me, it's like,
you were that one. Right?
I was that one. Oh wow, that's great. That's awesome. Here's a cracker.
You get the PA.
So the PA's like, yeah.
Cayete, please.
No, they don't want you to do that. Just,
yeah.
Just walk. And I'm like, oh.
Gotcha.
And then we did the thing. So after that, with 4-Star, back then it was the Darling series. We did like Chicago Fire, and then there's various other stuff. And
how long has that been?
The extra stuff?
I mean, since you started though.
5 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, 5 years. I ain't nothing yet. Yeah. But after Empire, So one day I went to Empire. I was supposed to be just a New York pedestrian, and one of the cops didn't show up. So they looked at me, and they're like, "Hey, one of our officers didn't show up. Would you like to be an officer on the show?" And I've already had some extra experience. So I'm like, "Oh, I'm just gonna be the guy in the back. Nobody cares."
Gotcha.
Cool, sure, no problem. They put me in everything, and then I'm looking at Fox News on my face with a camera. I'm like, "Okay, sure, cool. That means nothing." And I'm waiting to be a friend of ours. A lot of people know Charles TJ, another actor friend of mine, and he was on set that day. And so I was in the cop uniform, and okay, I'm just gonna be in the back. Taraji P. Henson, Terrence Howard, the other actor I really don't want to name because he really put our city. Oh, yeah. The French actor, the Juicy Smollett.
Yeah, that's it. The one that got prosecuted.
Again, nevertheless, I digress. And I'm like, okay, so I'm still gonna be in the bang camera right in front of my face. I'm like, oh, and we shot the scene, and TJ was guiding me through, and it was a great thing. And that year, I never had headshots. As an actor, you do not have,
For BG work, you don't need headshots.
Of course not. But now I'm like, you know what? I need an agent. I would love to get an agent because I was to that point maybe this much in independent productions and stuff like that.
Short films,
fight scenes. And I thought to myself, I want to really take this seriously. As an actor, there's 3 things people ask me all the time. So how do you get an agent? Well, you got to have 3 things before you even send things out.
Yeah.
Professional headshots. Thank you, Jen Stanko.
Jen, cool.
Mm-hmm. And a resume. If you have anything, and I know it's just, for example, you were theatrical, you were a theater guy before you got to be before you got TV film. So you have those accolades.
Yeah.
And a reel. Wrong. Actually, monologue. I'm sorry, not a reel, a monologue. 2 contrasting monologues, about a minute to a minute and a half each, dramatic and commercial. Yeah. Always, always, always. And once you have those things, go ahead and send it out to the world. See which ones. And I sent it to everyone. I've
noticed, we'll get back to exactly what you just said. Through casting, I've noticed that they've nixed monologues in like 75% of the things now. And they prefer a reel. But your reel is your monologue because it shows you a reel should be different segments. Anything
that you've done that looks good
and contrasting.
Where you're performing.
What's your range?
You are an actor. We want to see that you're an actor. And it's proof.
And there are some that ask for monologues, but
9 times out of 10 they do. A lot of agencies.
Yeah.
Or cold reads.
Okay, agencies, you're right.
Yeah,
agencies. When you're going for an agent, yes, auditions for other roles and stuff. But agents, they will. They'll have you.
Yeah.
They'll have you do one.
Either that or there's a few, like with Gil, when I was with Gil, it was a code read. And memorize this.
Yeah.
And that day, there was like a lot of people going, but I had a partner, but someone else came late and didn't have a partner. So I did the code read twice. And they're like, oh, you can do it twice. Well,
yeah.
Cool. Boom. Sounds good to me. And you have to have those 3 things. If you really want to get taken seriously as an actor, you have to have for an agency. Yeah. Because without an agency in any aspect, you're not going to get called to, I want to be in this show. I want to be in that show.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to see you.
It's rough.
Unless you have an agent saying, here.
When I did Empire, I was an extra. That was my first extra role ever. I just want to see what it was like. And they bumped me to feature.
Nice.
Mario Van Peebles was the director, and he goes, you're going to be Julio, the NYC parole officer, and Taraj comes in and gives him hey, Julio, my man, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wow.
Oh, the coffee day?
Yeah. So I'm like, this is kind of cool. I like this, But then after that, I talked to everybody else on set, and they're like, here's what we do. And I'm like, I want to act. I like acting. I don't. Background workers, you need them. You need them, man. You just.
Oh no, God bless them.
Yes.
Without,
oh my God.
Without the background, there is no imagery going on.
Yeah.
Like what are you gonna do? We're acting, and there's nothing going on in the back.
We all can't be Steve Pavlik. You know what I'm saying?
Of course not. Of course.
Here's a man that has a dynasty of an acting career in Chicago.
This is true. Yes,
and salt of the earth and stuff. But we're here about you. So you started 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And have you got an agent?
Yes. I'm with BMG.
Matter of fact, I do know that because you announced it and I applauded you. You've been quite busy. You've been to LA, been to Atlanta a few times. Congratulations with the traveling and hopeful success with all that. It's hard work. It's
and the wallet is not going to be thankful. But there's a point in an actor's career where we're Chicago actors, we're Midwestern actors. But right now, Atlanta's exploding like wildfire. Like nobody understands how it is to be an actor in Atlanta right now. Tyler Perry Studios, Marvel, all of those things that are just there for just an opportunity that's
what are
there.
We doing here, man? The Dave Perez Show on the
road.
Whoa.
Hey, I mean, that's on you.
Road, the Dave Perez
that's
Show,
on you,
man.
my friend. Hey, you gotta get one of these things to go.
I'll go to Atlanta and I'll start filming and stuff. I'll get you guys out there.
Comcast is in Atlanta. They should be, I think, maybe. I don't know.
Nationwide, it's a big thing. But
nevertheless, when I did go to LA, not knocking LA, not knocking Hollywood. I just don't think, and this is just my personal preference. Yeah. And I know I'll probably get thrown under the bus for it, but that's whatever. That's fine.
I've had those days too.
LA is, how can I put this delicately? It's oversaturated with us.
Yes.
Oversaturated with the entertainment business. Yep. Now, if people want to go out there and make their careers out there, go for it. I know I won't.
You start your career in Chicago. There's a couple actors and actresses I know. I had Jessica from 4-Star on the show previously.
Good woman.
We just mentioned.
Amazing woman.
Well, she worked for Management by Morgan, and there was a young girl at the time, Cashmere Jolette. I want to get her on the show when she's in town. But she started as an actress, child actress. She moved into a couple different things. Then she moved out right after high school to LA.
Okay.
And she's been very successful since. But she didn't start in LA. She started here. And, you know, when I was asked for advice from other actors, especially, I don't want to ever use any age group, but the groups that feel they're entitled because I've worked hard to be this actor. You don't get nothing out of this industry, man.
You're not. It is
You're
very
not entitled
unforgiving.
to nothing unless your father's Clint Eastwood, Kevin Costner, Mel. You know, then you got a dad. You got a foot in the door.
You gotta be there. You gotta make it enough. You can't.
Yeah. Hey, you know.
Yes.
You gotta work hard.
This business. This business is so unforgiving.
Yeah.
And I've learned to deal with that over the years. And I'm only, like I said, I'm only 5 years in, and hopefully this takes me everywhere. But yeah, you have to be a professional at everything. You have to have your ducks in a row. That's why I went to LA, Atlanta. I'm thinking about going to New York just for the hell of it.
I'm going to New York.
Because the big four, Chicago, Atlanta, New York, LA.
Yeah.
LA obviously being the number one because it is Hollywood.
The thing that stinks is they got 3 different unions.
They do.
They got New York union, got the LA union, then you got the rest of the union.
And then everybody else.
Right to work states, then you got other states that don't, you know. So it's confusing and all, but I'm going to LA in June.
Hey.
I've got a
Paracay.
Yeah. No, I'm going to meet a couple
agents
as well as managers.
Master Talent Agent, thank you so much. You gave me that chance. Master Talent Agency, Greg Scudari, got to give him a shout out. He's the only one in LA that's going to give me a shot while being in Chicago. And LA agencies do not. You have to live in Los Angeles. Because I was talking to a management company as well. So I have a manager in LA. I have an agent. I have a manager in New York, and I have an agent. I have the agents here, agents in LA. I'm sorry, agent in Atlanta, Orlando, and Miami. So I'm like just waiting now. Now it's the actor's favorite game of hurry up and wait.
What am I doing wrong, man? Everyone on my show has like a half a dozen agents. I've got like just...
Well, it's good and it's bad.
I got 3. Me, myself, and I.
Hey.
No, I got
that's a movie, by the way, guys.
Yeah. I got the Rock Agency with Laura Alexander. She was a sweetheart.
Well, that's here and Wisconsin. So you got something into... But always, I can't just stay in one space.
I can't either.
If I got to waste my own money and sacrifice my own money to go somewhere...
And that's this industry. You are your market. You are your, product of which you present.
You gotta make sacrifices.
Yeah, I mean the hardest thing for me is to work out and
stop eating. I told you with the burritos.
I'm telling you, there's this fitness challenge at Yorktown Mall.
If it's
a fitness club, I got to go there. Seriously, because I'm doing a little thing with them now as well. But I want to do this.
You and me both.
And I'm going to call it out now. I want to do the Dave Perez Fitness Challenge.
Ooh.
For the Dave Perez Show. every 10 minutes of an episode, I'll say, this is what I did this week. And then put little tidbits in it. I'm at the grocery store with my sweetie. Oh, look, cookies. I'll throw it in there. She'll say, nope, broccoli. No, not my Oreos. Especially Chip Ahoy, man.
Chips Ahoy. I'm sorry. Hey,
The big chips.
I know you like big chips. I'm going to say this. I don't care who gets mad. Chips Ahoy over Oreos any day. Just saying. Yes.
They're better in milk. They're better in milk. I get it. But no, I mean, everyone I've talked to in a serious aspect now have so many agents, and I've got like.
Well, it like I'm not try. It sounds bad when you put it that way. Like, yeah, all these agents, and you're not giving anything.
But
no, it's because I'm trying to have agencies everywhere.
Yeah.
So L.A., New York, Chicago, and Atlanta.
That's
so
what I want.
The big four, you have that. That way, you're getting stuff. Like today, I just got an email from Hampton Models and Talent in New York. That's the agency that gave me the opportunity.
Gotcha.
Again, in New York, you have to be in New York, and they were nice enough to give me the opportunity. Got something for a co-star. Atlanta, we're gonna wait, but I've gotten stuff in the past. Chicago, I'm on a callback next week for SAG Short for Robin Hood. And I am
Robin Hood in tights or just Robin Hood?
Listen, I'm not going to be in tights. I will be. Well, the role is for Little John.
Okay, I'll leave that one alone.
Little John. Hey.
Orderly.
Hey. And then Atlanta. As
You're
soon as
big,
I
though.
sign.
You're big, man.
It's crazy that you say that because when I see myself like on the big sets, it's like I'm only 6 foot tall, guys. I'm only 6 foot, and I'm looking at these guys like Terrence Howard. I'm like, please don't look at me like that. The only thing is, like, so many actors, like, and I understand it, but that Hollywood mindset of being this big.
Yeah.
You have to be super skinny, super ripped, you know. And I'm hopefully gonna. I want to lose about 30 pounds by the summer.
I've got to lose
by the
about
summer.
20, 25.
But aside from that, there's the obvious.
Yeah, but come on.
There's the obvious.
I mean, Smooth is in.
Smooth is in.
You know?
Smooth, but for example, like this is what I tell a lot of actors and actresses that come to me for advice. I don't know why, but hey, I'm welcome to give anything that I can share, I will share. Like for you versus me, you can shape it. You can change it. You can grow it out. I can't. Alopecia is what I have. Is a non-contagious hair loss condition. And I've been like this since I was 4.
No kidding.
Yeah, so
Okay.
childhood was, but now it's like, being a Puerto Rican is either way. Te gusta esto, no te gusta nada. And that type of, background and upbringing is, I'm thankful for that. My mom, like I grew up in a church environment. Very hard bone, Pentecostal, everything was bad type of stuff. No longer in church, but, I appreciate the upbringing. But even then, that's when acting, you can say, started for me because my mom would look at me and like, we want to make you this thing. Yeah. You're going to play. We're going to do a church play and you're going to be this role. You're going to be that role. Even my mom has done stuff like that. My dad has stuff like that. So I look at myself like, how in the heck, where did I get this from? And I look at them, I'm like, oh, right. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thumbs up to you too.
Oh, yeah. But nevertheless, like, all I want to do, like, even if I look like this, people are going to, and we were talking about typecast. Breathe it. Say it loud. Say it loud.
You got
Typecasting.
Agents, so, oh my God, you guys got agents.
Oh, well, even if we have agents, like a lot of the roles that we get, I get gang member, I get officer, I get, jail guy. Chicago Med, season 3, episode 9, I was the barker guy. And I had one line. I was covered in tattoos. Yeah. That was an amazing experience. It was awesome, but I want more now.
Oh, God.
Whenever you have that little taste in acting, be creative. Anyone that is going to act and wants to be a part of that, whenever you get that taste, you want more. Here's a little bit of cake, but I want all of it. It takes time. Nevertheless, with typecasting with us.
You've taken classes, right? Or no?
Vagabond and Second City, yes.
How do you like those?
Oh, my Lord. Again, touching on what we said before, we are all professionals. We're all actors, but having a natural ability can only take you so far. I started at Second City. I'm not improv. I'm not a comedic guy by any means. But when it comes to the performance aspect of it, and I started with their acting 1 and 2, Peyton Wilson and Michael Pieper. I had, like, whenever I go into an agency, they say, man, you have a very big theatrical presence.
Yeah.
And that's what we learned at Second City. You learn how to be that big theatrical, presence, and project with your chest and really talk so the audience can hear you. And scene, this.
Yep.
Theatrical. Going to Vagabond. Thank you so much. Antoine McKay, my first instructor for the on-camera one, looked at me. He's like, man, look at you. And people always say, oh, you look like The Rock. Yeah, if you put The Rock in a dryer, in a dryer, no. Yeah. Really, like, if he's really, and he would call me Baby Rock. I'm like, Twan, come on, man. But he was on, if you remember Empire, the first season, and even some now, and in some other cases, he was Uncle Bunky.
Okay.
He was the cousin, he was Cookie's cousin, and a big confidant of Lucius Lyon. He was the instructor for On Camera 1. Anyone that wants to take any acting classes, I recommend going to Vagabond School of the Arts. Because the on-camera classes there, and they're very affordable in pricing.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to that, like, with me, if I have to pay the whole thing up front, fine, because I'm doing it for myself.
Yeah.
But they had the option where I could pay it half now, half later. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
It's all an investment.
Oh, who you're telling. But those classes, even at Second City, like, I'm not gonna knock it. I'm more of an on-camera guy.
Yeah.
And more power to the people who are theatrical, like yourself. You can go out there and you can perform. I feel like and when I took the Vagabond classes, that presence that I had, I learned to really make it smaller.
Well, that's the thing in theater, and we only have like another minute and a half or so, but real quick in theater, there's a saying, bring it big, because the director can pull it down. Mm-hmm. Hey man, that's awesome, but give me about 50% of that. And when you said, you have a big personality on camera, I see that. I see it. And then it's just how you present it.
Well, and you learn levels. You really do learn. So I do anybody that's watching right now, Vagabond is, this isn't a shameless plug. This isn't like, hey, they're paying me to say it. No.
Yeah.
Go to Vagabond, and if you want to, Green Room, Actor Studio Chicago, all those places can really help.
Green Shirt, there's
help with getting that performance. Not even that, they teach you how to memorize lines. They teach you how to really connect with the performance.
Yeah.
And put you
become the character.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's neat. So, you know what? We're winding up for the next 30 seconds. So we gotta go. But I think I covered quite a bit. There's other things I know I wanted to touch on. Mm-hmm. But you're a growing actor in Chicago as well as nation because you've got agents everywhere. But I'm gonna get you back on the show at some point because
after the movie comes out, Dave.
When you get the award. Yeah. The one that you won't be in part 2 in. But anyway.
You know what? I thought we were going to be professional. Thought it was going to be great. This guy, Dave, thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you so
much.
Thank you.
And thank you for being here for another episode again. We will air this relatively soon, I hope. But in weeks to come, yeah, I know. I can't even finish the film. But thank you for being here once again on the Dave Perez Show. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Until then, take care and God bless.
Want to hear a joke, Murray?
Wait for it.
Sí, agarra. Está esa mulata. Ay, mamita, camina, anda. Sale un poquito para acá. Camínala. La vecinita del frente.